Hello everybody, happy October. This is the first week of October we got through. So I'm going to go over what I got for the past 2 weeks here. Start off with some portable games. I've been picking up a lot of Game Boy Advance, Game Boy DS games, just because I've been seeing them for cheap. So we'll start off with Pinobi Wings of Adventure. It's a platformer for the Game Boy Advance. It's Mr. Pants, which is a puzzle game developed by Rare, and then after Rare was bought out in 2001, I think, by Microsoft, it was published by THQ. Oddworld Adventures. I didn't know there was an Oddworld game for the Game Boy, but there was also Oddworld Adventures 2 for the Game Boy Advance, I believe. James Bond 007. This is like an RPG type of RPG type of Bond game, and it sold a lot. This is the greatest hits version, as you can see by the little gold ribbon there. Boktai 2, Solar Boy Django. Interesting game. I've been looking for these Boktai games for a while. If you play under light or outside, it affects the game. That's all I know about them. They were developed by Hideo Kojima, who developed Metal Gear, or designed and created Metal Gear. There's 2 of them, and there's also Lunar Nights on the DS, which you can plug in, I think, the Boktai. I'm not 100% sure, but I think with Lunar Nights has a similar light mechanic where if you plug in the Game Boy Advance one of the Boktai games, it'll affect, like, with the light sensor. Got quite a few DS games here. We'll start with Chibi Robo Park Patrol. I saw this at Target. It's actually was only distributed in the US here, as you can see by the sticker up there, only at Walmart. But it's a sequel to the Chibi Robo game on the GameCube, where you play as this little robot. This is Cookie and Cream. I don't know much about it. I knew it was on the PlayStation. I didn't know it was on the DS. An earlier DS game came out in 2007. Heroes of Mana. I had known absolutely nothing about this game. The last Mana game I played was, I think, Secret of Mana, and maybe a little bit of Final Fantasy Adventures, which was Seka Densetsu 1, I believe. So, Heroes of Mana. Dragon Ball Origins 2. I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan, Dragon Ball fan, and I haven't watched the original Dragon Ball. It's been about 2009 was the last time I watched the original Dragon Ball, and I remember it being totally just more funny and zany than Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z was more about power levels and fighting. Dragon Ball, while it had fighting in it, it was more about just, there was a lot of comedy and comedy in it. Final Fantasy, the 4 Heroes of Light. I believe this is, if you look on the back, the artwork looks very similar to Bravely Default. And I think this is basically the... Bravely Default was the follow-up to this. I'm not 100% sure. But I've heard good things about this game and found it for cheap, so wanted to pick it up. Mega Man Zero Collection. This has Mega Man 0 through 04, and also an easy mode where it like marathons all of the games in one continuous story mode. It makes the game a little bit easier. They add some stuff that makes it easier, but that's kind of cool. I have Mega Man 0. These were originally released on the Game Boy Advance. Mega Man 0, 1, 2, and 3, and 4. I have 1, 2, and 4, and I'm missing 3. So I found this before I got 4. And if I do find 4 for the Game Boy Advance, I will pick it up. I played Mighty Gunvolt, and it's Mighty Gun, or not, I'm sorry, Azure Striker Gunvolt for the 3DS. It's on the on the 3DS eShop. It's made by Inuit. I believe that's who made this game. but they also did Azure Striker Gunvolt, and I really liked Azure Striker Gunvolt. So yeah, check it out if you ever see it. One game for 3DS came out this month, and this was Super Smash Bros. 4, the Nintendo 3DS. Get it? Super Smash Bros. 4? It's because this is the 4th one, so yeah, 4th one. I have the only Smash Brothers experience I have is for the N64 game. I played it with a friend once, and it was maybe just one match, and it was really late, and we were tired, and I played it, and I don't remember much about it. So this will be my first real Smash Brothers experience. I haven't played it yet. I've been playing Hyrule Warriors and Castlevania Dracula X and Castlevania. I want to play Castlevania 3 again. But I will play it. I don't know what to expect. I hear that there's not much single player, which is kind of disappointing. I was hoping that there would be... Well, I'm hoping. I don't know if there is single player, I should say. But I'm hoping there is some single player for this game. That would be nice. So, yeah, my first Super Smash Bros. Game. Also picked up Hardcore Gaming. If you ever go to their site, Kurt Kulata writes... he wrote a Sega Arcade Classics book, and this is his next one. It's the Castlevania book. I think it's still on Amazon for $15, but it goes through in order all the Castlevania games. Has some good artwork. There's the first one. Just some good, I don't know if you can see it here. Little write-up about them. There's Adventure Rebirth for the WiiWare. For the Nintendo WiiWare. Castlevania Lords of Shadow Mirror of Fate. I really liked that game. A lot of people didn't, but I really enjoyed it. It was a mix of Metroids type exploration and action fighting combat system. So yeah, it's a very cool. It covers Castlevania, Castlevania 2, Castlevania 3, Super Castlevania 4, Castlevania Chronicles, Castlevania Dracula X for the PC Engine, Dracula X for the SNES, which was just released on the Virtual Console. So that's one of the few games I want for my SNES collection. There's about 10 or so I want to be truly considered done with my SNES collection, and that's one that's very expensive now. Castlevania Bloodlines, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Castlevania N64, Castlevania Legacy of Darkness, which is basically the same game as Castlevania 64. Castlevania Circle of the Moon, awesome game. Harmony of Dissonance, awesome game for the Game Boy Advance. And Harmony of Despair for the Xbox Live, I think. Lords of Shadow, and there's more too. So, very cool book. Check it out. The artwork's great. It just covers very in good details. There's even a Castlevania puzzle game in here, which I never knew existed. Right there. Just very cool read. So yeah, if you're a big Castlevania fan, especially during Halloween, I highly recommend this book, and it's pretty cheap. And for the Wii U, I've been playing Hyrule Warriors. This is a Dynasty Warriors game. If you don't know what that is, I didn't know much about it either until I started playing it, but it's a interesting concept. You have a map, and you have set goals on the map, like you gotta capture these waypoints to spawn more Hylian troops in. And the way you capture is you beat a number of enemies around there, and you can capture the point, and then your troops, the knights, Hylian knights, will appear from there. But during the battle, you have mostly bokoblins and other weaker enemies that are like fodder. You just slash through them, and then there's stronger boss monsters during each point that you have to beat to capture the point, and then there's the main boss monsters, which are a little tougher. Very fun game, very action-oriented, and I found myself very frantic because there's points where you got to go to the other end of the map and you got to fight 3 people to get there. Very fast-paced and very fun. There's lots of playable characters, and it has a cool, like the Zelda soundtrack. It's very well done in here. A lot of rock spin-offs of it, and there's also an adventure mode, which I played a little bit of, but I'm about 10 chapters in. I think I have about 7 or 8 more to go. So, and then I can start adventure mode. So yeah, pretty cool. Hyrule Warriors. I don't know if I'll play any more Dynasty Warriors games, but I like this enough to keep playing it, and mostly because of the Zelda elements. And I've been looking for a PSP for a long time. I've been picking up PSP games, and I didn't want to get one used. So I was at Toys R Us today, and I had 2 left on clearance, and it was, I think, $109 for a brand new one. And I got it's a PSP 3000 model. Comes with 3 games: Ratchet & Clank, Secret Agent, Pixel Junk Monsters, and Cars 2. I don't know much about any of these games. I've never played a Ratchet & Clank game either. And I've heard of Pixel Junk before. But yeah, so I'm charging the system as we speak, and I haven't played it, but the first game I'm going to play on it will be Castlevania Rondo of Blood, the remake for it. That's one of the main reasons I bought that game a while ago, because I really, really wanted to play that game. And then I found out it was on the Wii Virtual Console, so maybe I'll have to get it there as well. Oh yeah, one more thing I got. Picked up the Game of Thrones 3rd season. It was on sale at Target for $37, so I picked that up. And I believe that is everything I got this month so far. So hope everybody has a great weekend and enjoys the cooler weather, and I will see you again soon.